Hey, it's Melissa Greer. We're back today to talk about the do's and don'ts of staging, preparing your house to go on the market and get pictures taken. There are two different types of staging. There's professional staging, which we actually enlist professional stagers to do. And then there's the staging that we do as agents, which is just preparing a home that you live in, helping you declutter it, getting the lighting right, moving furniture around. Or if it's a vacant house, we do what I call minimal staging, which is creating a little sense of warmth in an empty house we put shower curtains, towels, a painting over the fireplace. We put a patio set out on your deck or patio, so it gives it a feeling of warmth even though no one's living there. Staging is interesting. The first thing you want to do is not discuss it until someone commits to you because you want to make sure that the person's going to use you as their agent, because it's a slippery slope because you're talking about someone's home. And I always start with, if I wanted to put my house on the market and take pictures of it, I couldn't have those photos taken today. I would have to prepare for that. So we're just helping you do that. Staging helps people detach a little bit and makes it a little bit less emotional. And it also helps them make a little bit more money when they sell it. So we go through and we go room by room. We talk to them, make a list of everything that needs to be done, and then we help them implement it so it doesn't feel so overwhelming. The best thing in the world that could ever happen, and it feels so relaxing, is when you walk in a home and it doesn't need anything or not much. And that's very rare because people live in their homes and they don't live in them the way you would photograph. I tell my clients, we wanted your home to look like we could put it in a magazine and everyone would know it was yours. How would you like that to look? With younger clients, we say, how would you like it to look if your parents were coming to visit for the weekend? There are different ways to really get that point across, but we help. That's the thing. And there's certain things. Lighting is very important and people don't really understand that. So in rooms that don't have natural lighting, we put daylight bulbs in. I don't like spiral light bulbs. I don't think they look good. And I think if we have exposed lighting, we want to make sure the bulbs are decorative. There's a lot of little pieces to it. If I walk in a listing and I can tell that we're going to spend quite a bit of time doing things, I sometimes have the painter I use with me. We get our yard person over. I mean, right now we have a house that has been a rental house for years, and so my painter's painting it inside and out before we ever photograph it. There are things we do. So it just depends on the level, but the important thing is I've got such an incredible support team that helps me with that and is always available at a short notice to go with us, and it is reasonably priced so our clients don't have to overspend to prepare a house that they're not going to own anymore. If anyone was wanting to get a head start on staging before we actually arrive on the scene, I think the main thing any realtor is going to tell you is to declutter. That is what you hear all across the board. You don't want things on surfaces. You want to declutter your bookshelves. If the books aren't pretty, I always say if it's not pretty or decorative, I think you need to go ahead and pack it up or put it up. So that's the first thing you can do. And then walk in every room like you were a photographer and say, if I were going to take a picture of this room, how would it look? And that's what we do. And then figure that out and start to look at it. It's not going to feel like your house if you do that. But if you're getting ready to sell it, that's almost a benefit because it does help you detach emotionally. So that's what I would do as far as getting a head start before your realtor actually comes and it helps implement a total staging plan. So if I were thinking of the do's and don'ts of staging, we can start with the don'ts. And that really is, don't block a window, whether from the outside or the inside. Try not to put furniture, plants, or anything that would be in front of a window because you can see it from the outside and from the inside as well. That's one thing I notice immediately. Also, you don't want to put too much of your own personal style. It needs to appeal to everyone. So whether you're painting to stage it, whether you're doing some accessorizing, whether you're putting a painting up, put something that everyone would like, that it goes with everything. That's why we use white towels for the most part. We use white shower curtains. We use white duvet covers because we feel like there's no one who's not going to like that, and it brightens up a space. Lighting is important because people like light spaces and they notice it. They want to feel happy in their home, so that's a big deal too. So don't do heavy curtains. Try and lighten everything up a little bit. That's what we try and do. The do's for staging would be the exact opposite. Would be definitely just minimize as much as you can. Declutter. You don't have to put your family pictures up. I always say if your family's good looking, leave them out. It's fine because it's a home, so it warms it up. You don't want someone walking in somewhere where you live, someone obviously lives and they don't see one picture of a person. That's a cold feeling, and buying a home's different. So I see where you wouldn't put a family picture in a car you're trying to sell, but in a home, it helps people visualize living there. So there's some, I think there are a lot of do's and don'ts. Those are just a few of the most important ones. To me, every little detail makes a difference with staging. So whether it's a light bulb, whether it's a rug, whether it's a paint color, whether it's a towel, it all is important. And we try and do that. And it's mainly because we want our pictures to be the best. There's all sorts of times where you walk in a house and you think, in order to photograph it, there's so much we would have to do. Sometimes that's where someone's moving and they've lived there for so long. And it's even more important to be patient and be very service oriented, because if you've got an older couple that's moving to a retirement home and this is where they raise their family, there is a lot that goes with it. And sometimes it's better to get them out. Like, go ahead, if they're able to move and then you stage it, it's a lot easier for them. It's challenging, but that's all what we do. We're trained to do that. Two of the biggest challenges in staging homes to sell that we go in sometimes, and I can tell when people smoke. Nothing against that if that's what you want to do, but the smells, a house needs to smell good. So I don't mind giving them a shout out. Citrus Magic is my friend. We go buy these discs at the grocery store and they can overcome a lot of odors that smell citrusy. You want to be careful because you don't want something, again, it's got to be something that everyone likes. So everyone likes citrus. That's an easy fragrance, and we just get those and we'll slide them under a sofa or whatever. If your animals have been sleeping on your sofa, then sometimes that's where the smell's coming from, and that's a little bit more complicated. If I walk in a place and you can smell that someone's smoking, it's hard, but the first thing I say is, do you smoke in here? And usually they say no, but then they say, yes, we do. And I said, well, from now on, you can't in here. If you want to sell it, you really want, and you want to get top dollar, don't smoke in here anymore. It's hard. Those are hard things because those are personal, and you have to do it from a place of compassion. I'm not against anything you want to do, but if you're hiring me to sell your house for the most money we can, I have to be honest with you on how to do that. Those are some of the do's and don'ts for staging. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.